I had never seen a media feeding frenzy before, and this courtroom embodied it.
You couldn't meet anybody, whether he was known or not known at all, who didn't have an opinion about this case. And it was one of the biggest cases. I didn't work for weeks and months on anything else but this case.
As the case progressed, I was struck, how could the same man be two different things to two different sets of press? The European reporters looked on Polanski as this tragic, brilliant, historic figure. Here was this man who had survived the Holocaust, who had survived the gassing of his mother, and then had come here and developed his own voice, had maintained his integrity against the power of the Hollywood machine. And the American press tended to look at him as this sort of malignant, twisted dwarf with this dark vision.
Roman was the perfect villain for them. He was a foreigner, he had a thick accent, he made lots of money in the movie business, he was short, he was perfect.
In California, at that time, had he not been who he was, in other words, a famous, controversial director with the legacy of his wife's murder behind him, the whole thing would have been completely different.
Roman Polanski is 32. He has just completed his fourth feature film, The Vampire Killers, set in the snow-covered mountains of Transylvania. He both directs and plays one of the leading parts.
Sharon! Sharon! Looking at him, not at me, okay? Yeah. You know,
Roman Polanski was born in France of Polish parents. They left there when he was 3 and went to live in Poland.
I don't know, I think I'm a nomad, but I'm really strongly attached to Polish background. I've grown up in Poland. My mother was killed by Germans very soon, and my father was taken to the concentration camp after 2 years of war, and then I was by myself. One of the first films I've seen was Snow White, and I think that
yes.
influenced me enormously forever. And as you see, it's enormous influence of this in my work, like Repulsion or,
Yes.
I always wanted to be a director. I knew I wanted to make movies. I knew I wanted to be a part of it. I knew I wanted to create this. An American producer of Polish origin suggested that I come to London and make a film there. London was fabulous. You cannot imagine what it meant for someone who lived in that gray, drab, communist reality.
It was a very civilized way of living. The rooms always full of friendly faces. You saw your friends every day, and there were lots of them. Life without limits. I got a phone call from a friend of ours, a mutual friend, who was a film producer. And he said, I've got this friend who's coming to London, and he doesn't speak any English. Can you take care of him? I said, sure, send him round. Roman was totally exceptional. I was really drawn to him, and so was everybody else. Already an established film director. No one in London had heard of him. Few people had seen his films.
Yes.
Go again. Mais il est plus lourd encore. It was funny.
From coming as a complete unknown, I would say within 6 months, everybody knew him. He was a charismatic fellow. There are very few directors who have Roman's personality and also his appetite for life. His appetite for life. They met in London because of a film that he made called The Dance of the Vampires. She was a remarkable person. Beautiful, gentle, unsophisticated in the best sense of the word. Really a genuine human being. They were great together, and of course it created this fantastic love affair. And it truly was a love affair.
Look, it all started so long ago. My real problem started then with the murder of Sharon Tate. I was all right with the press before that. They won't let it go, since it's just a story that will never go.